Today in the Wise News Network studios, we have a special guest, a very special guest that just fought this weekend at the Redneck Brawl 3 in Charleston, West Virginia, Chase Click. Chase, welcome to the studios.
I appreciate y'all having me, for sure.
And congratulations on your win.
Thank you. It was definitely a fought hard win. The guy I fought was a tremendous athlete, and he come in there to whoop me, and he gave it his best just to better come out on top.
Now, that was Ryan Blankenship, also known as Fearless.
Absolutely, and he is fearless, boy. He hit me with a couple good shots that, boy, I felt them.
Now, you were going back to your hometown. Now, what was it like going back to your hometown and fighting?
Man.
Tell us a little bit about the experience.
Getting to go back to my hometown and not being there in years was just absolute amazing. Seeing the mountains that I hadn't seen in so many years, seeing some family that I hadn't seen in many, many years. And my aunt, her name is Marguerite Southall. She's married to a Marine. He's super cool. He fought in Japan and all kind of other places. And they actually got to come to the fight and watch me, and they was stoked. My aunt's in her 70s. So for her to come to something like that was just really special to me, because in my eyes, 70-year-old people don't come to stuff like that. I mean, it's just you either like that kind of stuff or you don't. And most 70-year-old women are not into stuff like that. But she come. Her husband gave her a nickname. I'm the loose wire. Now she's the burnt fuse. So we got the burnt fuse and the loose wire in the same place. It felt great. I got to see my cousin I hadn't seen in a long time. But just being in West Virginia, man, the 304 was just, I mean, it brought tears to my eyes. Something I ain't got to do in years. Like I said, I had some friends go with me. My lady went with me. It was just an enjoyable, great weekend.
And congratulations on your win. It was a split decision, but you won.
Yes,
and
sir.
you got some, I remember Catfish Cooley and some of the other guys talking about, like, if you landed one of your punches, he was going down probably.
Oh, yeah.
They were talking about how much power you had behind you, and if you would have connected, he was probably going down.
Yeah, I hit him a couple good times with a left jab and a hook, and I know he felt the power. And I swung a couple good times with my right hands for a knockout swing. And he was just so fast, man. He moved. He got out of the way. He reminded me of a white young Mayweather. And he was just an incredible guy, man. He's an athlete. He stud. If I wouldn't recommend you fighting him unless you do some research on him. If you do, you better be ready, because the kid he's a banger, man.
Now, they put you up in a hotel. Now, was everyone associated with the event at the hotel?
They had two hotels.
Okay.
One for West Virginia fighters and one for Kentucky fighters. But there was so many. There was Kentucky and West Virginia fighters in the same one I was in. Man, it was like a family reunion.
One of the guys was from Atlanta or from Georgia area, I think.
Yeah. Bearman Pig, super nice guy. If you don't know him, look him up on Facebook. He's a super competitor, very good athlete, and just a down-to-earth guy. I made a lot of new friends, probably over 100. All them guys that fight in there, they're super good, great people. But when you get on TV in front of thousands of people like that, you got to do what you got to do, because it's scary to some people. I mean, some people get in there and then they get like shocked, because you got 5 to 10,000 people staring at you, cheering, hollering, hooing, hollering.
There were thousands of people online, and I don't know how many were in the.
Man, that place is
the
sold out.
Charleston Coliseum.
Yep. And it holds 13,000.
Oh, it's sold out. Wow.
Well, I'll tell you this. The very top part, the nosebleed, they racked off.
So it's a whole lower section.
Yeah, every bit of probably 8,000 to 9,000 people was in there.
Wow.
And the whole bottom floor was, they had probably 2 or 3,000 people sitting on the floor in chair. It was just, man, they're doing right. They make things fun for the event. They had a parlor room, which is a room you can pay, like $25 to go in, and they serve alcohol and like food, and you can go in there and it's got this darker dimmed lights and like real colorful lights, and you can sit around. It's a really cool place to go. And then they sell T-shirts and hats and stuff like that.
Well, I know the announcers were Catfish Cooley, Big Murph, and Andrew Kahn.
That's right.
And those three, Catfish Cooley, he's got 3.9 million followers on Facebook. Big Murph has 48,000, and Andrew Kahn has 1.6 million. So they have a lot of followers.
Oh, they're
now Catfish, he never got up. I know. Big Murph and Andrew, they got up a couple times going to the bathroom and stuff, but I don't know, you didn't watch it, but Catfish stayed in his seat. He was eating pizza and popcorn and drinking, and he didn't want to miss a beat.
He didn't want to. Why would you? You come something like that.
He commentated the whole time.
For sure.
And the ring girls, they were commenting on them, and they had
I got in trouble right there, boy. I had my old lady with me, and she was, I think she was looking more than me, though, if you want to ask questions about it, but, I don't want to say that out loud. Like I said, man, if you have never been to an event like that, please go check it out. Go support your fighters, your local fighters, because them guys take beatings, man. You don't think so because of some of them guys in there, they throw some wild stuff, but it don't take but one time. One wild punch, and it can hurt somebody.
Now, the top rope broke about halfway through a few events before the ring girl contest, so the top rope broke, and next thing we know, they're fighting in the audience.
Yeah.
Now, what was going on in the audience? Because we couldn't really see that.
Honestly,
was it boxers or
no?
Fans?
It was just fans, man. They I guess they had a little bit too much to drink. I was in the back getting my hands wrapped for my fight, so honestly, I can't tell you exactly what happened. I did kind of tell the guy to hold on, quit rapping. I wanted to go out there and see. It was on the other side of the arena, so all I seen was everybody standing up and things getting thrown into the ring. People was throwing stuff in the ring. It was wild. I felt like I was at a Jerry Springer show.
Yeah, it got interesting because when there was a lull in the action is when the action started. in the stands. And so it was interesting, but it didn't take them long to get the top rope fixed. And while they were doing that, they had the ring girl contest.
That's right.
So they moved that up. And the ring girl contest was interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they did it off of the audience noise and also online votes, I think.
I think so.
So it was pretty interesting. Now, during the broadcast, they said something about ambulances outside.
So
were there some people getting in ambulances?
There was a guy that got hurt. There's a guy that fought named Big Mace. Great guy. Big, giant dude. 19 years old, just a kid. Big old.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
Oh, he's huge.
He fought a guy named the Gravedigger. And I'm going to tell you right now, he should have changed his name before he come in there because he was the one going to the grave. That Big Mace guy put some licks on his rib cage.
So he's the one that wound up in the ambulance.
Oh, yes, sir. I think he broke 4 or 5 ribs.
Oh, God.
He put a pounding on that guy. And, I mean, but what do you expect? I mean, you're in a ring fighting. You either know what you're doing or, like I said, you got a chance of getting hurt.
Well, some of the guys look like fighters and women. They're women fighters. Some of them look like fighters and other ones just look like they just walked off the street.
Most of them did they have never had fights. I mean, probably all of them actually at one time might have been in a street fight or something like that. They've never been in a pro fight or any kind of situation fight like that. It's more or less they do that for, as the name says it, Redneck Brawl, baby, backyard fun.
Yeah, some weighed 100 pounds and other ones weighed 250 pounds.
So they had a guy there named Sasquatch. He was 7 foot, and I'm telling you right now, he was an absolute giant. But the most friendliest person you ever meet in your life. Like I said, man, most of the guys there, man, they were so friendly. It was unreal. You'd go to a fight and in the back, how friendly people are like that, Well, I'm finna beat you up, but well, we can still go out and have dinner after this, and that's what.
After I knock you out, we can go out to eat.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's what happened. After their fights, they would get up.
The guy that body slammed the other one, they were mad at each other. I think they were. I don't know. They might have been friends before, but I don't know if they were friends afterwards.
That was probably the heatedest fight they had. They got down. Guy body slammed him, put him in a chokehold. They talked a lot of junk. They called each other out, told each other they'd meet him in the parking lot. Great staffing, no. Staffing didn't let that happen, which is a good thing. That's what a good company does, keeps things low and under control. And they had a great staff there, great referees, great commentators. You just couldn't ask for a better.
Now, have they held this at the same location for the past 3 years?
No.
Or do they move it around?
They do move it around. I'm not sure where the first one was. The second one in March of this year was in Welch, West Virginia.
Okay.
Then Redneck Brawl 3, which was this past weekend, was held in Charleston. Couldn't have had no better place, man. I loved it.
So this is something they may have maybe twice a year, possibly.
I think it is going to be a twice-a-year thing. I think it's going to be in the first of the year and then maybe towards the end, like in August, like this one was. They are fixing. They are going to hold another one. They don't know if it's going to be in Ohio. It's just up in the air. It might be in Ohio. It could be in Georgia. So I'm kind of pushing towards Georgia because Ohio is just a tad further than I would like to expect. But I'm gonna go bang wherever it's at.
So they'll put you up in a hotel, but you have to provide your own transportation there.
Yes, sir. Good thing about where we was at was the hotel they put us in was right across the street from the Coliseum. So we come out the door of the hotel and 5-minute walk and we was in the Coliseum.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there wasn't any trouble at the hotels.
Oh no! There was more trouble at the Coliseum during fights and weigh-ins, where everybody was doing the fighting and where everybody was sleeping and waking up. Everybody was out in the parking lot socializing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now, what's your winnings? I see you got a crown and you got a check.
Yep. I got a $500 check right here for 3 minutes. That's probably the quickest money I've ever made. And I got a crown hat for being a champ, which that's not unusual because I don't like to get beat up, so I work extremely hard to do what I do. Other than that, it's just another day in paradise.
Yeah, congratulations on your win.
Thank you very much.
Now, are you going back?
Absolutely. I will be back.
Now, the winners are invited back, correct?
Yes, sir. If you lose or get knocked out, you have a grace period before you can come back. If you get sick and throw up, I think they signed some kind of 30-day waiver to where you have to, get checked out and make sure everything's good before you come back. But 30-day waiver, they're not going to have another Redneck Brawl right immediately. So it's a good thing that they do that. Their organization's a really good thing. Like I said, if you ain't never seen it, you need to go check it out because it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of laughter. If you don't like a lot of cussing, you probably want to wear some earplugs or mute your TV. Other than that, it is a blast. I recommend it for everybody.
It's entertainment. I know one of the ring girls fought.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got sick. She got sick, I saw.
Really, she didn't get sick. When she come back to the back, she was telling us that she got choked on her mouthpiece.
Oh.
And when the referee he was trying to get it out, it gagged her and it made her throw up.
Okay.
But because she threw up, it was a technicality, so they
Gotcha.
disqualified her, which is kind of bad. But it happens. It happens.
There were several people that did that.
Yeah.
A couple of the guys and her, but not many. It ran. It was about 3 hours, I think, 3.5 hours.
It was a good thing.
But it went by pretty quick, really.
It did.
Yeah.
Well, for the people watching, I was the 32nd fight out of 36, and man, I just felt like I wasn't never going to get the fight.
Well, what did you do that whole time? Did you watch? Or
We did get to watch. We didn't get to come out in the social life of everybody that paid for tickets. But where we walked out to get out there, they had gates, and then the aisle for us to get down. We couldn't go past them gates. We could stand back there and watch the fights. Other than that, we either had to stand right there or get behind the curtain.
Well, from a mental standpoint, do you think going early or going late? What do you think?
Honestly, I would like to go early, I can get my fight over and go sit with my family. Being
Gotcha.
late, I couldn't go sit with my family. I had to stay behind that gate and stay back there. And, it was fun. I get to talk to all the guys and chit-chat with them and hang out with them. But, I'd rather be in the top 10 and get my fight over with and then get to go sit with my family that come 6 hours with me or further and get to enjoy the fight with them as well.
Yeah.
But I have no complaints, not one at all. It was just, man, I just can't speak enough about this. It's just an amazing event.
Now, I'm sure you trained a little bit, so if you divide the 500 by the hours you train, so,
Yeah, it takes all that away. I can't lie. Gas, getting to where I need to go and the water that I have to supply myself to stay hydrated and getting mouthpieces and my gear, my boxing gloves and tape and wrap and so on. It takes a little bit,
well, it's like most sports. If you win, you still do not recoup all your expenses.
That's
but it's the
right.
fun of it, and it keeps you in shape, too.
Absolutely. So I was probably 215 3.5 months ago. I dropped down to 182 to fight the guy I was supposed to. Too bad he couldn't make it for some reason. People have problems, and things come up. No hard feelings. But the guy I fought, he was right there at the weight I was at. They weighed me in, and I left, and I was at the hotel, and they called me back. And they was like, man, you're a little overweight. And I was like, overweight? And I just went from 215 to 182, man. So, how can I be overweight? He's like, man, you're overweight. You got to come weigh again. So the first weigh in, I had shoes and a shirt on and my necklace and my glasses. So when I went back, I was strictly in underwear and shorts. Period.
Yeah. Well, jewelry, it adds a lot more weight than you think.
For sure.
It could add, 4 to 5 pounds easy.
For sure. So I went back and weighed in and bam, on the spot, perfect. And I'm on blood pressure medicine. So before our fights, they do vitals, to make sure you're healthy. Everything's good. There was a couple guys that their blood pressure, they got, I guess, maybe a little nervous. Didn't get to fight because their blood pressure was sky high.
They mentioned that.
Yeah.
And then they did blood tests prior, a couple weeks prior, I guess, didn't they?
Couple. But I did mine about a month prior to it.
Okay.
Got mine on out of the way. Mine was good. Didn't have no problems. I get in there. I took my blood pressure medicine. Actually, my blood pressure was as low as it's ever been since I've been on medication. I was just as calm as can be. When I get in environments like that, that's my happy place. Some people like fishing and hunting, which I do as well, and it's their happy place. And it's weird, man. I like to fight. That's just something I've always liked to do.
Yeah, and your necklace is West Virginia.
Always,
necklace.
maybe, yes, sir. I got to represent no matter where I go.
Now, it's the shirt. I guess they gave you that shirt, or you got it up there?
We actually purchased this. My lady purchased it. She was actually over at the table when that big crowd broke out in the fight, and I was nervous, and I come flying through the audience because I thought, I don't know, she's way over there where the fight is. You don't know what's happening. So I busted through the gate and ran over there, and thank God she was okay. She was buying this shirt. So it's actually cool. It's got a saying on the back, redneck enough, and they got really cool gear, go check it out. Buy stuff from them. They got hats, shirts, man. Like I said, their event just fixing to blow up. Man, this is only the third one, and they've got 9,000 people coming. So.
Yeah, redneckbrawl.com is their website.
Yes,
and it's Hillbillies Get Wild.
And I ain't gonna lie, they was wild, boy. If you like
There's some
wild,
hillbillies up there.
They ain't hillbillies, they rednecks, hillbillies, all of the aboves. If you can think of it, baby, they there. And but like I said, I ain't hating on nobody. Every one of them guys that fought was just as friendly and nice as can be.
Yeah, it looked like it was a good time. With Chase Click, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
your win at the I started to say Hillbilly Brawl, but it's Redneck Brawl 3, winner of your match. And congratulations. And we were all pulling for you from the Cherryville area, Gastonia area. So
I appreciate it. It's great to have a little fan base as well. So y'all keep watching. We're going to do it again. As soon as Redneck 4 comes, we're going to go bang again. Y'all keep y'all's eyes out.
Yeah, we will. Well, I'm Rusty Wise from the Wise News Network studios, thanking Chase Click for coming, the winner of his match at the Redneck Brawl number 3. Till next time, I'll see you again. Take care.